Wow, the Justice League are back. Who could have seen that coming? When they killed the Justice League off back in issue 75 in April, I never thought they'd ever come back. Comic book deaths are so certain and just they never change. I am very surprised. What a gutsy move from DC to bring the Justice League back. Of course, no one actually believed that. It's it's so stupid, the fact that they killed the Justice League. As soon as it happened, everyone's like, "Well, this isn't gonna last long. What are they doing here? Like, this isn't so." It wasn't even really built up to. It was kind of just announced, and it was like, "Hey, Justice League are gonna die." Then they died, and it's like, "Well, they're gonna come back soon," and now they come back, and it's yeah. In April they killed them, and now we're in October and they're back. That was not long at all, and it wasn't done very well when they were killed. So yeah, let's talk about the Justice League coming back in issue 5 of Dark Crisis, or Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths, whatever the hell the name of it is now. Uh, so spoilers, if you care about spoilers for this, since this is a big event, I'm going to give a spoiler warning. There's your warning. Let's get into it. So, if you're not caught up on Dark Crisis, I'll give you a little bit of a rundown. Pariah's back. He's causing all kind of mayhem. There's this thing called the Darkness that he's using to spread about and like make people cause chaos. It's really dumb. I hate the Darkness. They do nothing but talk about it throughout the entirety of this series. It's always, the Darkness is doing this thing. Oh, they're attacking here to spread the Darkness. And it's like really dumb. I hate when there's just this weird thing that's not really like a person or an entity or anything. It's just a thing. It's kind of like when they had like the dark matter, like the dark multiverse with what Scott Snyder did with Dark Knight's metal duel and Dark Knight's death metal. I hated that. Like I liked some of the metal stuff, but I didn't like that aspect of it where it's like, oh, there's dark multiverse energy and stuff. It's like, no, it's so lame, and they're doing it again with the Darkness. So yeah, Pariah's been spreading that with the help of Deathstroke. He like infected Deathstroke with it. Now Deathstroke's been infecting other people with the Darkness. What is the Darkness? No one really knows. It's just this thing that turns you dark and you do bad stuff. And that's the rundown of it. So he killed the Justice League in issue 75, but he didn't actually really kill them. He kind of did, but he sent them all to their own sort of multiverses. So they're all in their own world where it's like their kind of ideal world to keep them stuck there. And Hal and Barry have been able to escape, and they've been trying to help other people escape their worlds. So in this one, they help Batman. They help Wonder Woman off panel. We don't see it. Something that I did think was interesting, because while I don't like Dark Crisis and I don't like the idea of it, Joshua Williamson, I do believe, is a talented writer, and I think his individual like runs on individual characters is good. I just think when he gets more like bigger scope, like universe wide stuff, I think he tends to fail. But that being said, he does have some good character moments. Like I reviewed the first couple issues of Dark Crisis, and there was some stuff in there that I liked. We see Barry and Hal get to Superman, and what I thought was cool about that was when they get to him, Superman, it turns out, knows about that he's in this world and that's fake. And something that I thought was really cool with that is, of course, Superman would know that out of all of them, because the others all need help to escape. They didn't really know. They need to be like taken out of there, be like, wait, what? This world's fake? Superman knew. That makes sense, because Superman's already been through this with For the Man Who Has Everything, the classic Alan Moore Superman book. Superman's been through this. When he had that creature on him, that Mongol stuck on him, he figured it out then too that was fake. So of course he's gonna figure it out now. Superman has experience. So I thought that was cool. I was like, yeah, of course Superman wouldn't be too smart for this and figure this out. That makes sense. Now Superman tells him that he's lucid, he's able to control this dream world, but he hasn't been able to escape, but now he can, kind of because of the power of friendship. It's weird. It's kind of odd that like Superman was waiting for them to come there to like sort of power him up so he could like help, so he could leave. But it's like, what if they never escaped their dream world, or Pariah did kill them or something? Then Superman's just kind of waiting. It's weird. It doesn't really make sense, but whatever. So then they all escape. They go, they confront Pariah, and then Pariah kind of tells them that, hey, or they figure out that if they leave this, because Pariah's in this weird sort of limbo dead multiverse area, and they figure out that if they leave there, they're gonna like cease to exist. I don't really know why, but that's kind of how it is. And then Pariah just pieces out and goes to attack. So that's kind of like one half of the book, and that's a complaint I have with this issue, is it's too split up. The next half is about like Nightwing and the Titans, and it's weird because for an issue that is supposed to be the return of the Justice League, which you think would be a very big deal, it's like, nah, that's like half the book, and the other half's on like Nightwing and the Titans. Like, no, you should have taken this issue to focus solely on the Justice League coming back and focusing on that and fleshing that out, at least in my opinion. Like, I love Nightwing and the Titans. I'm glad they're getting shine with this event, but they should not have been half of the book where the Justice League comes back, you know? It just feels... it feels too scattered. Like, this book feels too all over the place. But anyways, we go to Nightwing. He's with, like, the Titans and the JSA, and Mr. Terrific was able to figure out that Deathstroke is kind of like the dude behind the darkness right now, that if they attack him, if they take him out, then if they can stop the spreading of the darkness and sort of, like, I guess, get some people back. So from the way it sounds like they're going to pull a Phantom Menace, but instead of Anakin destroying a control ship and thus rendering the battle droids inert, instead of that, it's going to be like Nightwing beating the crap out of Deathstroke, and so then everyone else kind of recovers from the darkness and goes back to being themselves. At least that's what I'm guessing. So they learn that information, and the JSA is like, cool, Nightwing, you got this, I'm a peace out, and they leave. It's weird because Nightwing and the Titans already fought Deathstroke in the first issue, and they beat the crap out of Deathstroke, but because of how many villains he had, it didn't go so well for them in the end. And so you think the JSA, while the Justice League's dead, would step up and help him, but no, they just leave. They're like, you got this. They like kind of give him a pound on the back, like, you're really good now. I mean, you got this, and they leave. And it's like, what? Why are they help them? Nightwing devises a plan to attack Deathstroke. He just decides to get a bunch of heroes together and attack Deathstroke, which is funny because that was the exact same plan he had in the first issue, and the second issue, and the third. Like, every issue he's had this exact same plan. The only difference is, earlier, a lot of the heroes were all doom and gloom, like, oh, the Justice League's dead, we won't go and help, we're just gonna not answer the call. Now they answer Nightwing's call to action. Don't know why, because Justice League's still dead. No one knows that they're back because they're stuck in that weird limbo dead multiverse area. So it's kind of just because plot convenience, I guess. It doesn't really make sense why these other heroes decide to show up now, but they do. They start attacking Deathstroke, and then in the end we see Pariah show up because, like I said, when he peaced out with the Justice League, he left them and then showed up on Earth with a bunch of villains. He shows up with like Darkseid, Doomsday, a bunch of dudes. So it's like, oh crap, a bunch of powerful people. The thing that's weird about that, because that's the final page, and it's a really cool looking page because Daniel St. Pierre is a fantastic artist. He does great on everything he's on. I loved him on Action Comics. He's great here. He's done some great stuff on Nightwing. Always a solid artist. Anyways, what's weird here is Nightwing and his boys are kind of getting their ass beat already by Deathstroke and his boys. So for Pariah to show up is not really like an, oh crap, they're in so much danger moment. It's like, oh man, Nightwing's in a lot of danger right now. And then more people show up, and it's like, well, the stakes didn't really go up that much because he was already in a bunch of danger. It's like if you got shot in the head and then someone like shoots your kneecap, and it's like, yeah, not fun to get shot in the kneecap, but he's already got a bullet through the eye, so I don't know if that really matters. So it's kind of weird. But yeah, that's basically the end of the issue, and that, well, not basically, that is the end of the issue. So overall, I wasn't too stoked about it. This event has surprised me in the beginning because I don't like the concept of it. I didn't think DC should have done it, but there were some good moments. Joshua Williamson actually writes a good John Kent, which is rare because a lot of people, after he got aged up, have not done so well with him. But for the most part, in this Dark Crisis event, I like the way Williamson writes John Kent. But yeah, overall, it's just like, we didn't need another big event. We just had Dark Knight's Death Metal like a couple years ago. We didn't need another big event that leads into, that's a crisis that then reboots with Dawn of the DCU that we're getting. Like, we didn't need this. It just felt unneeded. And also, what was weird is it didn't feel like there was a lot of build up to it. Like, we had Infinite Frontier, but it didn't feel important. When Infinite Frontier was happening and they announced the Death Justice League and everything, for some reason, to me, it never felt important. It never felt like, as much as I didn't like Dark Knight's Death Metal, I thought that book sucked. It felt important. It felt like DC cared about it and was trying to like push it. Where this is kind of like, if you want to, because everything else going on doesn't matter at all to Dark Crisis. So it's weird. But yeah, that's my thoughts. I want to hear from you guys in the comments below. If you have read Dark Crisis, what do you think about it? What do you think of Justice League? And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you later.
Hey, skinny boy, saucy boy, I be running to the bank. Yeah, you know I hit the gas in the whip full tank. Riding past the ocean while I'm listening to Frank.